Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Today we are on day 2 of the rewatch of the Brooke Skylar Richardson trial. Reminder that we are doing this because of the similarities of this case and the Laken Snelling indictment that happened very recently, as well as how they framed this case versus how they framed that case. So we are on day 2. We finished day 1. If you want a recap, you can go back to the other videos. I did both one on the opening statements and kind of an intro to the differences between the cases and some information on this case, as well as day 1's part 1 and 2. I'm not doing like 4-hour long rewatch videos because nobody wants that. Ain't nobody got time for that. So we ain't doing that. So let's start day 2. This might be part 1. I'm not sure how long the testimony goes. So welcome to day 2, part 1, possibly, of the Brooke Skylar Richardson trial. Okay, so we already skipped one testimony today. It is a scientist lady. She was very smart, considered an expert, and she just tested the DNA of the baby and determined that it is Brooke Skylar Richardson's and, I believe, Trey Davis, whatever, the baby daddy, that it is their child. That was basically all the prosecution did, and the defense did get up momentarily and try and poke some holes in like what the police sent them, like the padding and stuff. Honestly, I don't think it really landed, but I mean, they got to do it. So this is going to be Detective Faine, I believe, and I genuinely dislike this man. He gives me, in my scientific expert opinion, he gives me the heebie-jeebies. So, whatever that means.
Thank you.
May I proceed, Your Honor?
Okay.
Thank you. Sir, would you please state your name, spell your last name for the record?
John Faine, spelling of the last name is Fain.
His voice, number one. First thing that creeps me out. His voice. Second, his eyes.
E.
And sir, are you currently retired?
I am.
And where were you employed back in the summer of 2017?
I was employed at the Warren County Sheriff's Office at that time.
And in what capacity were you employed there?
At that current time, my rank was lieutenant, but my current assignment was the Criminal Investigative Section Commander, or that's our detective unit. We call it Criminal Investigation Section, or CIS. So at that time, I was the lieutenant in CIS.
Okay, and what did your duties consist of as lieutenant of CIS?
For the most part, the duties in that position are just supervising the unit. There are several detectives in there. Then I also have a sergeant who worked with me as a first-line supervisor. But then in addition to just overseeing the day-to-day duties, I would also work alongside the detectives in there whenever they needed help, assistance.
I want to direct your attention to July 14th of 2017. Did you have the opportunity to become involved in an investigation regarding possible skeletal remains buried in the ground at 104 Eagle Ridge Drive in Carlisle, Ohio?
Yes, I did.
And how did you become involved, sir?
On that day, I got a call in my office from Chief Deputy Barry Riley at the sheriff's office, and I went down to his office, and he told me that he had received a call from the police chief in Carlisle, basically saying that there was a complaint of possible skeletal remains in a residence there in the village of Carlisle, and he was hoping the sheriff's office would assist with it. So Chief Deputy Riley asked me if I could have a detective go up there to assist and do whatever we could do to help.
What did you do as a result of obtaining that information from Chief Deputy Riley?
Well, initially the first thing I did was try to find a detective that was available. This was July 14th, so it's during the summer months. So we have a lot of people taking family vacations and just other things that are going on with the county this size. And there was no one else available except a new detective, Detective Absher, who had just been assigned to the unit. He was the only one that was available, so myself and Detective Absher went to Carlisle.
And where specifically did you go?
We went to the police department at first.
And what information did you obtain there, if any?
There again, it was the same brief information. They had a copy of their incident report just saying that the Carlisle Police Department had been contacted by an OBGYN office, that there was a report that possibly someone had delivered a stillborn baby and buried the skeletal remains in the backyard of the 104 Eagle Ridge.
What did you do with that information that you received there at the Carlisle Police Department?
After seeing that information, Katie Gee was an officer, female officer at Carlisle Police Department at that time, and myself, Detective Abshir, and Officer Gee responded out to the residents at Eagle Ridge.
Okay, and that's 104 Eagle Ridge Drive in Carlisle, Warren County, Ohio?
Yes, sir.
What happened when you responded to the residents, sir?
When we first got to the residence, there was no one there. We knocked on the door, no one was home. But almost simultaneously with that, Mr. Richardson pulled into the driveway in his truck.
Okay. Is that Scott Richardson?
Yes.
What conversation did you have with him?
Just told him why we were there, that we had information and that we needed to talk to his daughter about it, and if he knew where she was.
Did you tell him at that time that you were there regarding possible skeletal remains, or you just told him that you wanted to speak with his daughter?
I did not. I told him that there's an investigation we were doing. We had a complaint, and based on the knowledge, it had said that it was Skylar that had been to the OBGYN clinic. So I told him that she would be the one that could either corroborate this information or refute this information. Honestly, when I first got that report, a lot of times we get a lot of reports that aren't necessarily true once we see them all the way out and actually get investigating them. So at that time, I still didn't know what was true, what was not. So, but I knew that Skylar was the one we needed to talk to, and I told her father that she was the one we would need to speak to.
Did her father then make efforts to contact her?
Yes, he did. He was very courteous, and he said he maybe said she was at her grandma's, but wherever he said she was, he said it was just really close and she could be here in just a matter of a few minutes, and that he would, and he subsequently did contact her.
Really quickly, does this man, am I alone in thinking that he's creepy? He really reminds me of somebody that like my friend would be dating, and she would like bring him to dinner for like the first time, and then afterwards she'd talk to me and be like, what do you think? And I'd be like, he's nice. I don't have any immediate red flags. So you can't like say like he gives me the creeps because there's nothing he did. Everything he said was nice. He was polite. He was courteous. He was nice to her. He didn't do anything that would be a red flag to me, but he is a red flag just in general. And he just gives me the creeps. I think it's the way he speaks. I think it also is partly because I've seen the interrogation videos, and you'll know what I mean with that. But yeah, I'm sorry. I did that thing where I was like, don't yawn, don't yawn.
Okay. And then was he able to get Skylar to return to the home?
He was, and just as Mr. Richardson had said, it was only a few minutes, and she then pulled up in the driveway.
What happened when she got there?
We introduced ourselves to Skylar and told her that we were doing an investigation and needed to speak with her, and we would like to do it at the Carlisle Police Department. And we told her if she wanted to, she would be able to ride with her father over to the police department. And all of us went over there, not together. We were in separate cars, and then Skylar rode with her father to the Carlisle Police Department.
So she agreed to go with you to the Carlisle Police Department to be interviewed?
She did, yes.
Did she ask you at all what this was concerning?
I think she asked what it was about, but I told her that we would, I didn't want to speak until we were at the police department. And we have a policy, we audio and videotape our interviews whenever possible. I mean,
oh my gosh, can you imagine audio and video recording in anything that they did? Can you imagine Massachusetts?
that'd be an extreme condition when we don't. We always try to do that. And just based on the nature of what this allegation was, if it didn't actually turn out to be true, we wanted to make sure everything was audio and video recorded.
Did everyone then respond to the Carlisle Police Department?
Yes.
What happened when you got there, sir?
When we got there to the Carlisle Police Department, Officer Gee and myself conducted an interview with Skylar.
Okay. And was that in one of the interview rooms there at the Carlisle Police Department?
Yes, it was.
Are you aware, is that interview room audio and video recorded?
It is, yes, to my knowledge, yes.
And then, sir, did you also have your own handheld recorder as well?
I did.
And at some point during the interview, you utilize and turn on that handheld recorder, is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. And you indicated that you and Officer Gee then proceeded to interview Ms. Richardson.
Yes.
Prior to interviewing her, did you have an opportunity to advise her of her constitutional rights?
Yes, I did.
And how do you do that, sir?
To do that, it's kind of two-part because we're doing it visibly and also orally. We actually have a sheet that we utilize at the sheriff's office that we read right off of that sheet. And also, we will have the person at the end, whoever we're interviewing, there's a paragraph that they read just to also make sure that they're able to fluently read and communicate the English language, just so there could be no discrepancy of them possibly not understanding. We want to make sure that they fully understand their rights, and all the details, and we'll actually each write, then we'll have them initial, whereas the right to remain silent, do you understand that one? And if you do, put your initials. Right to have an attorney and to have an attorney present. And a big one also, the right to stop the questioning at any time if you wish to stop the questioning. So we do that, and we also do that while the each time with the interview, and they sign as well at the end, the full signature.
That is fantastic. I really wish more places would do that. And I wish that for a number of reasons. First, to protect people's rights, but also it's a cover your ass type thing. You know what I mean? Like, we wouldn't, look at Massachusetts right now. We wouldn't be sorry, my headphones keep messing up. We wouldn't be having a lot of the issues that we are having. I mean, except for this Sandra Birchmore thing, that's just them being disgusting pigs. But Kelsey Fitzsimmons, body cams would have been a great thing. Yeah. In the Karen Reed case, if they actually had recorded interviews, wouldn't that have been fantastic? We probably wouldn't have had 2 different trials, right? They wouldn't have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on experts alone. This is a good idea for the actual police department, right? Guess what's less expensive? What's more expensive than body cameras? All of these trials cost more. People, when they're we can't afford body cameras. You know what? You can't afford all of the trials that are going to happen because you didn't have fucking body cameras. That's what you can't afford.
Okay. I'm going to hand you what's been marked for identification purposes as State's Exhibit 117. You can take a look at that and tell me whether you recognize what you're looking at.
I do, yes. This is it is my handwriting and also Skylar's handwriting, and this is the form that we use, yes.
I love, it happens so infrequently, but I still love it when they're handed something and they're like, do you recognize this? And they're like, I've never seen this before in my life.
Okay. And when you go through this form with Skylar, is that all audio and video recorded as well?
Yes.
Okay. Other than the exhibit sticker placed on this form, is it a fair and accurate copy of the form that you used and had Ms. Richardson sign?
Yes.
And then after she completes this form, you then begin to ask her questions regarding your investigation. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And again, that's all audio and video recorded.
Yes.
Your Honor, at this time, the state would request permission to place State's Exhibit 119 by agreement of the parties, and we request to pass out the transcripts to the juror members.
So what this is this is her first day interview video, not interrogation. Interview, because she's not under arrest or anything, and this is not the one that makes me angry. The second one is the one that makes me angry, but I will give you a heads up. The sound is absolutely horrific in this, and eventually when he does the turns on the audio recording, what they did was they parties stipulated that this was correct, but they kind of swapped over the audio of the video to the recording at one point in time. So they will kind of mention that, but that's what that means. So they did a transcript, but there's a point when he turns on the audio recording and then they just put that onto the video recording because the video recording's audio is so horrific.
Ladies and gentlemen, what's going to happen next is that you are going to view an audio-video recording of some of the statements of the defendant. You're also going to be provided with a transcript of this recording to help you follow along. The audio and video that you're going to see is the evidence. The transcript is not the evidence. So if you find that there is a difference between the transcript and the recording, then the recording is what controls. If you find that having this transcript in front of you does not help you in evaluating the evidence, you do not have to follow along and you do not have to read along. So, and I want to emphasize this, that what you are going to see and what you are going to hear is the evidence. Now, the transcript that you're going to have, don't make notes on it because it's not going to be an exhibit. There's an exhibit sticker on it, but trust me, you are not going to get this exhibit back, so do not make notes on what you have. If you find that it helps you, then follow along with it. If you find that it does not help you, you can just turn it face down and watch what it is that you're going to see. You're actually going to have two transcripts because of what Mr. Faine just testified regarding the audio recording and the way the transcript is. The first transcript is going to be like the first 4 minutes, and then the other transcript is going to be the bulk of it. So if you are going to follow along with it, we'll have the first smaller transcript. Mr. Knippen or his team will be kind enough to pause it at the time where it transitions from one to another so that you can switch over. You can just set it on the floor or whatever you want to do. And then if you want to follow along with the transcript, you can. So Mr. Knippen, Ms. Kraft, if you want to go ahead, and Mr. Mullins, if you want to help them, just distribute it, whatever's the most efficient way to make sure everybody has one big and little.
Okay, on the other side, we'll come in just a couple minutes, okay?
I'm just waiting because I guess your mom just got home and she wants to come.
Oh, yeah, will you just tell me what's
I'm sorry?
Can you just tell me what's happening, please?
Yeah, so it's like maybe nothing has happened. So that's what I'm going to wait for Katie to come in here. Maybe nothing has happened, okay? So that's what, and we don't know until we talk to you, okay? You're the one that's going to be able to help us with this, okay? Are you going to UC, Faine? Are you going to go to UC? The only reason I ask is earlier, Katie said something about she thought you might be, or saw it on the Facebook page or something. So did you just graduate, so you'll be a freshman?
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Am I going to get arrested?
What?
Am I going to get arrested?
I don't think so, no. I mean, you may tell me something that I can't say no to that in case you tell me all of a sudden you're like, you know what, I did this, but no, that's not our plan. We're trying to find out. We were given some information. We want to talk to you. You're a person that could say whether it was, you think it was true or not. So if you witnessed or saw this or not. So yeah.
Okay.
So once so that's what we're going to do. And I wish I could help you like by, because I know I can say so many times, just don't be scared, don't be scared. But I know you're still nervous. You're 18 years old. When did your birthday, like March?
Yeah.
So you just turned 18 years old. I have daughters that are 27 and 25, so they were your age at one time, so I've done this kind of stuff as a parent, living it in real life, and then I've been at the sheriff's office for 20 years, so I've done it, this way too. So I know, and I've been sitting there with my daughter or daughters while they were being talked about stuff. So let me tell you what's going to happen is Katie and I were going to talk to you and just ask you what you know, if anything about this, okay? If you know anything about this information that we were given. And then if you know anything more than what we were told that can help us, that either something did happen or something didn't happen, okay? And then we'll see, because really we don't know what's going on until we talk to you, okay? This could be something where we're going to say, okay, thank you, and we're out of here in 5 minutes. So literally it could be 5 minutes, okay? Do you have any questions for us? Mm-hmm. Okay. I know it probably feels worse because you're in this room and everything, and there's two cops in here and everything, but we are, Katie and I, we are regular people. I am John, she's Katie. So, we've both been doing this a long time. We're not like here to lie to you. We're not trying to trick. There's no tricks. There's nothing like that, okay? I'm just hoping, because I know you're really nervous, that we can try to make you relax a little bit.
Do you want a glass of water? And then we'll get started.
Do you have to
Change
go
your
to the
mind.
bathroom or anything like that?
Okay, let me know if you decide you want one, okay?
Okay. Whenever we do interviews at my office, at the sheriff's office, I'm not sure if it's the same for Katie's too, but we always have to record them. So this recorder will be going. And
We're now transitioning to the larger transcript, right?
Yes.
All right, you may proceed.
and then I've got a sheet that I've got to fill out with, you know how you hear people talk about your rights, your right to remain silent and that sort of stuff? We have to go over that since when we're doing an interview with someone, okay? It doesn't mean you're charged with a crime, obviously, or you asked about being arrested, all that, but it's something we have to do before we ask even a witness if it's something serious, okay? Is your first name is Brooke. Is there an E or?
E.
But you go by Skylar?
Yeah.
And what's your last name?
Richardson.
Richardson? Okay. You probably have, or we don't have that in here anymore, do we?
I can grab it.
No, I can get. What's your social security number?
I don't
Or do you know?
actually know.
That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. A lot of people don't. One day you'll know that. You'll know that like the back of your hand. So.
Are you in college? I'm going to start in the fall. You'll learn your social security number, especially in college.
And she did say that she is going to go to UC.
Oh, cool. What's
It's
your majoring in? Psychology. Oh, nice.
Are you really? What do you want to do with that?
Maybe like developmental psychology, working with kids. Maybe.
Oh, that's cool.
He's like, oh, that's
7/14/2017. I'll show the time is about 1:30. This is Lieutenant John Faine with the Warren County Sheriff's Office. I'm also here with Officer Katie.
I keep trying to move my mouse, but it's not my mouse. It's just the person who's showing this video needs to move the mouse off the pause so that goes away.
Katie Gee with Carlisle Police Department, and we're sitting here with Brooke Skylar Richardson. She goes by Skylar. And like I said, the time is about 13:30. And before we talk to you, this is the sheet I was talking about, okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to
It is not 13:30. It's 13:12. It's
go
not
over
even
these things
rounding
with
up
you,
13:30.
and if you understand them, I'm just going to have you write your initials on the first line right there, okay? The first one says you have the right to remain silent. Second one says anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law.
I wish I understand. Like I said, I appreciate that they do this. I feel like people don't quite understand their rights. I mean, they get them, they can say them, like most people can even, recite it since we have TV. But like, do you know what that means, Skylar? Like, do you know what it means? You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. That means you should shut the fuck up. That means you should shut the fuck up. Girl, every time I watch these videos, it just is so upsetting to me because I was taught from such a young age, never talk to the cops. Never talk to the cops. But, and then watching, she's so naive, I think is the word I think of when I see her in this. And I mean, she still looks pretty naive, although not as much like as this. She looks terrified in these videos.
You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have him or her present with you while you're being questioned. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before questioning if you so wish. And then you can decide to any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions or make any statements. Okay. And then
like, now would be the time to say, that means you can leave at any time, right? Like, that means at any point in time you can leave. If you start feeling uncomfortable, you can leave. If you want to right now, you can leave. You can leave, period. You do not have to stay for this. You are not under arrest also for her.
Can you read this part out loud for me? That last paragraph.
I have read this statement of my rights and I fully understand what my rights are. I do not want a lawyer at this time and am willing to speak with law enforcement officers. I understand and know what I am doing. No promises of any kind, hope of reward, favors, or threats have been made to me. Upon being advised of my constitutional rights, I wish to make the following verbal and/or written statement without my lawyer being present. I declare that I knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently waive my constitutional rights.
Like, don't do that. Just don't. If you are given the option to waive your constitutional rights, don't just decide to do that all by yourself. You should probably get help on whether or not that would be a good idea, that whether you should do that. I know that you know that as you're watching this, but you can never tell people enough. Stay silent. That right is for you, to protect you against the government, to protect you against the police. That is what our Constitution is for. Our Constitution does not protect the ideas. It doesn't protect government. It protects us from the government, is what our Constitution does. That's why it's so important. So don't waive your rights to protect yourself against the government.
And are you under the influence of anything right now?
I say that as someone who's a socialist.
Any alcohol or any drugs or anything like that?
No.
Okay, that's part like where it says like the knowingly, intelligently, and all that stuff. So if you're okay, then just sign right there.
What's the
7/14. Tomorrow 7/15. I'll be 49 tomorrow. Gosh, I'm old. I am officially old. That's almost 50.
I know. I've known you almost 20 years.
I know, but I stay young. I act like a child. Okay, Skylar. This is kind of different because a lot of times when we do an interview like this, there's a lot to talk about and get into, but this is more of a simple thing. It might be hard for you to talk about. You might feel embarrassed and everything, but really with this one, there's no way other than just to come out and say it, okay? We got a call. The reason we're here today, we got a call from the doctor's office, okay? So are you familiar with what doctor's office with the OBGYN?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just share with you the information, that they gave us. I'm going to say these dates, but I can't say for sure these are the exact dates, but they're the dates that they gave us, okay? So we're just going off the information they gave us. And according to them, on April 26th, you went to a doctor's appointment. Does that sound right? Okay. And also according to them, that day you found out you were pregnant. Okay, is that true? Okay. And do you tell me about, like, how did you end up making that appointment? I mean, you're 18 by then because your birthday was March, right? You turned 18 in March. Okay. How did you make that doctor's? I mean, or did you just want to go to the doctor? Did you want to get on birth control?
Yeah,
what was
on birth control.
Okay. Did you make an appointment yourself, or did you talk to your mom?
My mom helped me make this.
Okay, your mom helped you make it. Did she go with you? She did go with you. Okay, did she find out that day that you were pregnant?
No, I didn't tell either of my parents.
She didn't. And since you were 18, the medical staff wasn't required.
Yeah.
You can see her self-soothing. She was self-soothing the minute she sat down, and has gotten much, much more. She's, I mean, yeah.
Required to tell her. And if I got information right from the doctors, they maybe did an ultrasound?
I think so, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
And did they tell you how far pregnant you were, how many weeks?
I'll be completely honest, I didn't listen.
Okay.
I didn't hear. I don't know.
You didn't hear?
How many weeks I was.
Okay.
So it sounds like Dr. Andrew was right. He could probably tell she was not hearing. She was not hearing. She was in shock.
Could they have told you 32 weeks, or maybe they could?
Maybe. I know I was far along.
And you was probably, you were far along. Was it a shock to you?
It was kind of.
Okay, because reason I asked that is because they said you didn't know you were pregnant, even though you're that far along. You didn't know. Did you have some suspicion? Or?
Yeah, I just didn't want to. I didn't want to let myself know.
Understand. I understand that you're 18. I'm actually a grandfather because my oldest daughter she got pregnant when she was young, and I remember she was so scared and so nervous, and especially to tell me, I think was her biggest fear, because she just thought, I don't know, just had all the thoughts that a young young girl is going to have, when that's not really what you're planning. You're just planning on being a freshman at UC. I mean, you know that for sure, and you're pregnant, so.
Watching this specifically, it makes me realize, I mean, I'm an old lady now. When you're 18, you feel like you're all the way grown up, right? She looks like a child. She thinks like a child, right? Like, she didn't know she was pregnant. She had an inkling that maybe she was pregnant, but she didn't know because she didn't know her body. She doesn't know her body. She doesn't know what's normal and what's not, especially because I believe if she suffered from an ED for that long, she very likely had irregular periods. And she doesn't know her social security number. She doesn't know probably what, I don't even think she knows that you're not allowed to bury your dead baby in your backyard. Like, I'm serious. She is not trying to hide anything. She didn't hide it from the doctor. Like, she went in after she had buried her baby, right? Just to the same clinic. She wasn't trying to hide anything. She could have gone anywhere, right? And she didn't. And America has the most fantastic medical system, I say with complete sarcasm. Nobody talks to each other. You can go from one hospital to another, and if it's not owned by the same conglomerate, where there's like 3 of them, but if you go from Kaiser to like Legacy, they won't, unless you specifically request and ask them to do it like 20 times, they're not going to get those records. They're not. So she could have gone anywhere, and she decided to go to the same place, even though she saw a different doctor. I mean, it's the same place. So if she had been actually trying to hide anything, she wouldn't have done that. I don't think she knew that that's against the rules. Like, you're not supposed to do that. Like, she didn't have people in her life to, I mean, she's also a child. I mean, I'm sorry. An 18-year-old in my brain is a child. Just because if we allow people to carry pew-pews before we allow them to drink alcohol. Like, if you're not allowed, if we don't think that you're smart enough and your brain is functioning enough to be able to drink responsibly, why the hell do we think that I'm sorry, I'm getting on my soapbox. But look at her. She's like in on herself. She's terrified. She has no idea what to expect because she's a child. I'm sorry. She's such to me, a representation of what an 18-year-old is actually like. And to be even farther along beyond that, to move ahead. Anyone who's my age and thinks of that as being anything other than a child, but thinks of them as being a sexual being, are PDF files. And I just say that. I don't care. That's not normal. That's not normal. What do you have in common with that? Can you imagine talking to a high schooler for that long? I mean, like, having stuff in common, being Jerry Seinfeld and dating a fucking high schooler? Can you imagine that? I'm sorry. But I will continue watching this, but just watching her self-soothe, she's like sunken in on herself. If she could get any smaller, she would.
Again, I can understand like all that, like that fear.
Also, I'm sorry to interrupt again. This is the read technique. So this is a really good example of the beginnings of a read technique interview. So I think actually later on, like next time, I'm going to do a brief little what is the read technique, because I think a lot of us don't really know exactly when we say the read technique and we know that it's manipulative and we know that it's not a good idea, we don't quite understand why. So I think next time I'm going to go kind of do a quick deep dive, if that makes any sense, kind of an oxymoron, but of the read technique and what it is and why it's harmful.
And just a shock and everything. So how did you know you might be? Or what made you think you might be?
I was really big. I was pretty big.
Okay, you were getting about it. Could you feel your baby?
A little, yeah.
Okay.
I
Because I mean, at 30, let's say it was 32 weeks, like
You could feel it.
pretty active, right? I mean, obviously I didn't feel it, but I've seen, and my wife had seen, and you probably, I'm going to guess, hadn't had a period in several months.
But before then, I was a little irregular with my period, so I tried to think that maybe it was normal.
I think maybe that was it until you started. Well, and then when you could feel, so when you, let me go back a little bit now, when you were making the appointment, even though your mom didn't know this, were you kind of wanting to find out if you were pregnant or confirm if you were?
Yeah, I had a feeling that would be what they told me and stuff. I was lost, and my parents, they're going to be so mad at me.
Do me a favor, because I'll set this up, but if you can, and just try to speak a little bit louder, okay, just so I make sure we can hear you. So you find out they confirm that you're pregnant. What goes through your mind?
My parents are going to kill me. I didn't want to tell them. I didn't want to tell them at all. I still don't really want to tell them, but now they're going to know.
You can tell, my headphones are all messed up. She's talking so quietly and so fast. She's so nervous.
Okay.
They'll probably be very disappointed in me.
Okay, that sounds kind of like what my daughter said. The same thing went through her mind and stuff. I mean, I can see all that, especially you're 18 years old and everything. And so what do they do at the doctor's office? What do they tell you? I mean, they tell you you're pregnant, but do they want to talk to your mom or anything, or do they want you to tell your mom?
I think they wanted me to tell my mom, but I did not want to tell her.
You didn't want to, and did you tell them that was your wish? You don't want them to tell, and you were 18, so they had to go by. It's not like you were a minor or anything. You're an adult now. Did you say anything to them about it, or ask them about any options or anything you could do, or what you should do?
I didn't really want to have my baby, but I couldn't get rid of it. I didn't really know what I should do. I never called the place back or anything to see what
Which place, the doctor?
The doctor. I never called them back to make another appointment.
Okay.
But they wanted me to, but I didn't because I was scared.
Really quickly again to put on my psychology hat. I didn't do a lot of developmental psychology because I wasn't going into that. But one of the things that you can really, when I was pointing out children, her long-term thinking, no, she's not thinking long-term. She's thinking right now. And that is something, I mean, that's why you shouldn't drink until you're 21, right? Because you don't think ahead when you're that young. Your prefrontal cortex is not developed enough for you to really be thinking long term. So she was thinking, I might be pregnant. Was she thinking, I need to take care of it now? Right? If she doesn't want to be pregnant, and I think she 100% has her right to choose, it's her own body. If she wasn't thinking, I need to take care of this now because later on I won't be able to. She was like, I'll never think about it again and then it will go away, right? Like not even it will go away, just not even thinking about that. Not even thinking about whether or not it's going to go away. Just right now, I can't think about that. So I won't. I'll just pretend like it's fine. And then not thinking, what are the ramifications of that? What does that mean for later on? Like there is an end date, right? In a pregnancy. If you're pregnant, something's going to happen. Something's going to happen, whether you're going to miscarry or whether you're going to have it taken care of or whether you're going to go follow through and go full term and have the baby. Something is going to happen. And children don't think that far ahead, usually. That's not how their brain functions. So you can tell throughout, you'll see constantly throughout this, she's not thinking about tomorrow. She's thinking about now. And not because she's selfish, not because, she's like overtly selfish because all she thinks about is like right here and now, because that's how kids think. That's how they think. They think about right now. What do I want right now? What am I doing right now? I want to go to this party right now. Not thinking about, then I'll get grounded and I won't be able to go to prom. Right? No, we're not thinking about that. We're thinking, I want to go to the party right now. My boyfriend's there. I want to go to the party right now. And we all did it. We all did it. I'm not saying we all went to parties. I'm saying we all thought that way. And she is a really good example of that.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. I'm just all over the place.
I understand that too. Let's jump ahead to this week, to Wednesday. Was it Wednesday?
Yes.
You went back to that doctor's office?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What was the purpose of that visit?
To check back up on my birth control, and I told her what had happened.
Okay, you told them what happened. Okay, and what did you tell them happened?
That I had to have the baby, and it wasn't alive.
Okay.
That's the second time she's ever said that. That's the second time she's ever said that out loud. She had never said it out loud until she said it to the doctor, and this is the second time she's ever said it out loud. You can tell it's not normal. I mean, she hasn't been saying it all the time, right? It barely even came out.
I didn't kill the doll.
Oh, we're not saying anything like that. That's not why you're here today.
They lie. They lie. That's another thing that I wish they said in the Miranda rights. And we can lie to you. We can lie. Everything we can say can be a fucking bullshit. I can say, your mom's in the other room and she said you did it. I can say, I literally have a video of you doing it. And if you didn't do it, you're like, well, what the fuck do you have? Right? Anyway, they can lie to you. I wish that was included. I wish everyone knew that. Cops can and will lie to you. Full stop, period.
They were not saying that. Did you say her? Okay, it was a girl. So what did you tell them? So you told them you had to have the baby and she wasn't alive. Did you know what date that it happened on?
May 7th.
It was for sure. Okay, because that's the date they told us, but I didn't. I just want to make sure the information they gave us was the same. Okay. And I'm sure you remember it for sure because it was a horrible day. I'm just going to assume it was a horrible day. So now, and this is probably hard, but again, we're just trying to get this. You know, and it kind of gives you a chance. You a chance also to.
Am I in trouble?
What's that?
Am I in trouble?
No, we're just trying to figure out, Skylar. What the whole reason we're here today is just try to figure out, just like.
Also, if you ask, am I in trouble? And they don't answer that and they just go around it, yeah, you're in trouble. Just think of that. If you ask, am I in trouble? And they're like, well, and then they start saying something else, you're in trouble.
On May 7th, what happened? Are you okay? And what the information we got from the doctor. So let's go to May 7th that day and tell us about and try to make sure we can hear you on here. But tell us about what happened. Kind of walk us through exactly what happened. You know, what you felt or where you were, and just kind of tell us what happened.
So she's going to go through what happened. Obviously, they just said that. It is, for me, it's really hard to listen to. So I just want, I mean, obviously there's a huge trigger warning. I mean, you should know right now, we're talking about a dead baby. So it's pretty triggering if that's going to be triggering to you. But the thing that's triggering that I wasn't expecting is seeing her live through it again. It's very, very upsetting.
I had the baby and
Okay, hold on a second. When you say you had the baby, where were you?
I was in my bathroom.
You were in your bathroom? Okay, were you on the toilet or in the bathtub or on the floor?
Toilet.
Were you seated on the toilet?
Yeah, and that's when I had the baby.
Okay, how did you know you were going to have her? Did you have
I could feel it, and something needed to come out. I could feel it.
So you felt that feeling?
How did you know? I was having a baby come out of me.
Do you know, have you ever heard the term when people say their water broke?
Yeah, I don't
But you didn't
I don't
feel
know.
that. Well, and I think you'd probably know.
It just came out when I pushed, and it was breathing. It didn't make any noises.
Okay. So you're seated on the toilet, and I guess, and I'm just trying to visualize. So do you have your hands? Are you going to try to catch her?
I'm trying. She's breathing.
Okay, so when I assume because you were able to deliver there by yourself, she wasn't breached or anything else, so she came out head first. Is that right?
I think. I don't know what happened. She just kind of came out, and I tried.
Okay, no, and I understand. When she came out, were you able to catch her? Did she go into the toilet, or were you kind of
a little? I kind of caught her by the head a little bit.
Caught her by the head? Okay. And so when you say a little, are you holding her head and like maybe feet or something are hanging down into the toilet or how?
I don't
Okay.
remember.
Well, and it's probably hard to remember exact details, and I'm just trying to visualize it, and there will be things that you can't specifically remember because it's traumatic and it's not your fault. You know,
I never
that you
hurt
can't.
her.
I understand that no one here thinks that you did, Scott. We're not judging you where we think you are a scared 18-year-old, girl who, even though 18 is when you're an adult, it's, like I said, I've had kids a long time, so you're still a very young woman at 18 years old, and you're going through this alone because, had you told anyone yet? Okay, so.
I've never told anybody.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean. So you're doing this all on your own. You've got no help. So it's going to be overwhelming. I mean, I wouldn't expect it any other way.
I'm going to put on my psychology hat for a second again. And obviously I wasn't there. I've never even been around this person in real life. We've never, ever talked. So none of this is actually like diagnostic, obviously. Obviously, it's not. But we've all, not had a moment like this, but had a moment where you're all alone and something is happening and it is so insane. It is so crazy. It makes you feel like, is this real? Like, is this real? Or you don't even have to be alone. It's just a moment when you almost feel, you start to dissociate, but you almost feel like you're having a hard time with your reality testing, or you're having a hard time feeling like, is this real? Being able to differentiate this and a dream. Am I dreaming? Is this real? Especially when she hadn't slept in probably 24 hours and she'd been in extreme pain. So imagine you're in the bathroom thinking, I think I'm having a baby, all by yourself. Nobody even knows that you're pregnant. You're like, I can't tell anyone at this point because now it's like the baby's here. And then the baby comes out. It's obviously not alive, right? It hasn't been alive for, I would say, a day or so. I don't know. But just, that is the kind of, not craziness, just non-real. It doesn't feel real. Like even something stupid. Once I had like a chip in my front tooth that happened. And I remember feeling like, is this a dream? Like, is this real? Did this actually just happen? Because I have dreams that this happened. Did this actually just happen? And fun fact, it really was real and it really happened. But if you've ever had a really traumatic experience, then you know what I mean. Because you start to dissociate to protect yourself. But at the same time, you need to be there. You need to be aware of your surroundings. And you don't remember it, but you remember parts of it. I'll give an example. It's not even close to being the same, but when my best friend committed suicide, I was blindsided. And I went home from work, and we were finding out that this was happening. And everyone just came to my house. Like, I just had a whole bunch of people come to my house because it's like, what do we do? And I don't remember that. I don't. I remember my dog kept peeing on people. And that was really embarrassing to me because she was a puppy. I had just brought home a puppy and she had a UTI a little bit. That's a little bit of vaginitis. And she was peeing on everybody who came and sat down next to me, which that's what I was focusing on because I wasn't focusing on what really happened. But you don't remember. I don't remember even who was there. I don't. I remember there was a lot of people there. I don't remember who. I don't remember what was said, when they left. I don't remember any of that. I wasn't retaining any of that information. I was somewhere the fuck else. I was somewhere the fuck else. So in these experiences, when they're trying to get her to remember something, it's not that she's not wanting to talk about it or not wanting to remember it. She doesn't remember. she probably remembers like what exact toothpaste was sitting on the counter that she was looking at, right? She probably could count the number of toothbrushes that were sitting in the toothbrush container, but she can't remember what was happening to her body. So, and this is just for traumatic experiences, full stop. It can be whether you're SA'd, whether you find out something terrible or something that's just really traumatic to you. So I'm just putting it out there. Think about when you're watching her, think about the fact that this was an extremely traumatic experience. And I'm not saying you should like not come in to this with an open mind. I just want you to also come into this with an open mind and the understanding that this is a young girl who had the most traumatic experience that could possibly ever happen to her in her lifetime. All by herself. Nobody else was there. Nobody even knew that this was happening. She could have died. And her parents would have just come in and been like, what the fuck? Right? Thankfully, she didn't. Unfortunately, she was the only one alive. But that's just crazy. So I just want you to come in with open mind, but also understanding this is a child who just went through a very traumatic experience. She hasn't even said it out loud yet. Like, this is the second time she's ever even said it out loud. So she's going to be all over the place, right? She's going to be scattered. She's going to be confused, second guessing herself, and she'll be easy to manipulate. She's going to be very easy to manipulate. And I think that they know this because they're trained. They're trained to know this. So when they're coming in here as her good friends, it's just that I care about you. No, you're not in trouble. I just want to know what happened. We just need to know what happened. Why do you need to know what happened? Why is it any of your business as a police officer? Then it is a problem, right? If you need to know what happened, then there is the possibility of this being a problem. So they are very aware that she is super traumatized, and they are going to manipulate her.
So let's go back, and you're holding her. So
I'm sorry,
and maybe you should start hanging down. So what do you do next?
Put her in my arms, I strangle her, and she's breathing. She doesn't have a heartbeat. She's not breathing.
How did you? I know the breathing part you can kind of tell and see. Did you ever hear a cry or a whimper? Did you, when you say she didn't have a heartbeat, did you try to check it?
I tried to feel. I hope I
tried to feel on her
hard.
chest.
I didn't need to push hard. I just felt.
Okay. And were her eyes open or closed?
They were closed.
They were closed. Okay. Can you remember whether or not she still had the umbilical cord attached to her belly button?
I don't remember.
Can't remember. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Understand. So now you're holding her in her lap. Is that correct? Do you have a towel or anything, or is she just on your legs?
There was a towel. I had a towel, and I was bleeding so much.
Okay. Is she covered a little bit? Like, does she have kind of some blood and some mucus type looking stuff on her? Okay. As you're holding her, do you know, or could you feel or anything? Do you think you delivered your placenta after that, or?
Yeah, it came out. It came out the next day.
The next day?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cause yeah.
Okay. Did you? Okay, so her umbilical cord, did you cut that umbilical cord? Have something to cut that with?
No.
And the only reason I ask that is because that's where the baby is, hooked in her belly button, and then the cord is also hooked with the placenta, and usually they deliver together. But that's okay.
Oh my gosh.
That's okay. I know this is.
She doesn't even know how it's supposed to go. She doesn't even. I mean, like, think about when I was saying, kids don't think ahead. Why would she get the book What to Expect When You're Expecting, right? She's not expecting anything. She's not thinking that far ahead. She didn't look into this. She didn't do any research. She never wanted to think about it. She was too terrified to think about it. So she just didn't. And she had no idea that they're supposed to have an umbilical cord attached. Right. Like and now she's like, oh my God, I did something wrong. Right. Like I must have fucked it up because she didn't have an umbilical cord and I didn't have to cut it. I didn't have to do anything. It just was already not attached to her.
We're trying to make you go back 2.5 months to the worst. I'm going to assume what's the worst memory, the worst memory of your whole life.
Also, I'm not disparaging anybody. This would have been a much better conversation to have had with a doctor. The doctor, it would have been a much better conversation for her to kind of get information at that point. I understand she was very upset and she was crying, but it's much better to get this information from a doctor than from cops.
Are you okay right now?
Yeah,
Okay.
I just want to know what's going to happen to me. I never meant to hurt her.
I understand that. Skylar, again, like I've told you, we don't think you meant to hurt her. We don't think you hurt her.
Am I going to be in trouble?
So, well, I don't know that you're in any trouble. We're just trying to help you get through this and try to find out exactly what happened.
I am really interested to see I genuinely hope that the defense has expert psychologists. I would hope that they have a psychologist and a psychiatrist separately, because they both work completely differently. But I would love to see if she has, it seems to me like she might have like something similar to dependent personality disorder, or at least she seems to have qualities of it, and very childish. She's very childish. And I don't mean like she's being really childish. I just mean she's presenting as being very childish. Like a child, meaning not like, being a spoiled little brat. So I'm really hoping that, first of all, they have a psychologist and a psychiatrist that evaluated her, and maybe did some battery of tests, but also both of them separately. Psychologists and psychiatrists work differently. And I mean, I'll probably go into this more later, especially if they have them, especially if they don't, actually. If they just have a psychologist or a psychiatrist. I imagine they'll have a psychologist. What a psychologist does is what you think of as a therapist, right? Like what they think of how your brain works. How is, like, for instance, doing CBT work is psychology because it's training your brain. It's the nebulous thoughts, right? They're not physical things. They're not feelings. When you have a feeling, that's not an actual thing. That's like a non-physical entity. Well, not entity, kind of. Your thoughts are, anyway. So that's what psychologists work with. They try and decide, why are you thinking the way that you're thinking? Why are you feeling the way that you're feeling? Why are you none of it is like ailments, right? So when we call like a mental health disorder, it is kind of confusing because it's just like a mental illness, right? It's not, it is physical, but when psychologists are thinking of it, they're not thinking about it in the physical sense. They're not thinking like, what is going on in your brain? Psychiatrists, on the other hand, are actual MDs. So they think of what is going on with your brain. They're the ones who are going to be doing the MRIs. They're the ones who are going to be doing brain scans and seeing, like what parts of your brain are activating, because they're medical doctors. So they, for instance, for her, they'll know better about what an ED, what anorexia does to a pregnancy, because they're medical doctors. Psychologists will tell you, like how it will affect her emotionally. Like what are the things that could happen to her? For instance, whether or not she's acting childish, like that kind of thing. But psychiatrists will say, like her malnutrition affects the way that the baby is getting stuff from the placenta. Like it can actually physically affect the fetus. And that's not something a psychologist does at all. So what I want to see is a psychologist and a psychiatrist who have evaluated her and to give good expert testimony on what they saw and explain to the jury what that means. Because a good expert testimony should be like, think of Dr. Curry from Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. She was extremely good as an expert forensic psychologist because she was good at explaining things, making things simple. I always said that the smartest, you know that someone's the smartest when they can explain it to dumb people. So I always thought if I were going to like teach like a big, like one of those like classes that are you see in movies, right? My final exam would be take this random person, explain to them what this is, and then have them do a presentation. And if they can do a presentation on the stuff that you just told them, we're good, right? Because if you can teach somebody if you can explain to somebody this really complicated concept in a way that they can understand, that is intelligence. Like that is wisdom. Like that's the best. So Dr. Curry was really able to do that. And I want that so much with this. And I don't know. I haven't seen that far ahead. So I'm really hoping that it happens. And I'm really sorry when that happens because I'm gonna not shut the fuck up. Kind of like
stay
now.
with me here. So now you're holding her and she's on your lap in a towel, right? Try to feel for a heartbeat, but there's not one. Her eyes are closed and you can tell she's not breathing. What do you do then?
I stayed there with her for a little bit. I tried to see if she'd wake up, but I had to bury her. And I think am I going to be in trouble for that? I know it wasn't
For
right.
trying to see if she could
Breathe and then I had to bury her.
No, well, wait, let's not talk about that part yet. Let's just say, right, so you're just holding her, right? I guess, were you hoping she would start breathing?
Yeah, I hope she would start coming
Okay.
alive.
Or maybe start having a heartbeat? Okay. And do you were
Listen, she's saying I was waiting for her to cry.
at the YMCA, right? Do you have to have any kind of training in, like, pediatric or infant, like CPR, first aid CPR
We're
stuff?
supposed to get our CPR. I'm supposed to take the class soon.
Okay, but you haven't had the class. Okay, so you're not already certified in.
Fun fact, I'm pretty sure they just changed the way that CPR is done on infants in the American Heart Association. So the stuff, my training is now out of date.
So you don't know how to do CPR on an infant, is that correct or safe to say? Okay, I understand. And that's why I knew working at the Y probably at some point you would have to get that certification. We have to do that just in case we come in that situation. So you're holding her now, and we know you're all by yourself. No one knows, and she's still not breathing. At some point, I guess maybe did you start to think or realize she's not going to make it? Probably because.
Yeah.
And why was it? Was it because she?
I would say it's probably because she was dead, sir.
I know I thought it was my fault because I should have called the doctors back and I should have told somebody, but I'm so scared.
I understand. And again, like you're all by yourself. You didn't even have like a best friend or anyone that knew, right?
No, I didn't tell anybody.
Confided in no one? Okay.
I should have told my mom.
Questioning the parenting I feel okay doing because later on when you meet the mom, you're going to understand what I mean. Why was she not in therapy already? Why was she not seeing a therapist or somebody already if she is suffering from an ED? Why is she not seeing a doctor? That would be good to know.
Well, this is a hard thing to tell your mom. I mean, there's things that are hard to tell our parents when we're 18, but this is probably a big bombshell.
You know when you're like keeping a secret, right? Like, and you're like, oh, I'll tell them later. And then it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And eventually you're like, now I can't say anything. I can't say anything now because I've been keeping it for so long. A lot of times this happens with financial stuff. So if someone has like, let's say a credit card debt and their partner doesn't know about it. And so they're, like, oh, I'll just pay it down. But they don't have to know about it. I'll just pay it down. And then it gets bigger. And then it gets bigger. And then it gets bigger. And then you're at $10,000 in debt. And at that point, it's like, well, now I can't tell them at all because they'll be pissed at me. If I just told them when it was like $1,500, that would have been one thing. But now that it's like $10,000, I'm fucked and I can't say anything. So with this, I mean, like, that's nothing in comparison to having a baby at 18 under the roof of your parents, who will definitely have a problem with it. So I'm laughing at the ridiculousness of my comparison I just made. But this is just such one of those things where it started out like I might be pregnant. First of all, I don't want them to know that I was like having sex. And then I don't want them to know that, it was unprotected. I don't want them to know that maybe I'm pregnant. And then I don't want them to know that I'm definitely pregnant. And then I don't want them to know that it's too late to do anything about it. And then now I'm literally having a baby and I can't tell them because I didn't even tell them that I was having sex.
So now, what do you do when you realize that she's not going to make it?
I have to bury her.
You have to bury her, but I mean, what did you first do? Did you?
I also want to point out the way that they're framing this, right? They're saying, what did you do when you realized she wasn't going to make it? Meaning, they're taking away the fact that she was very likely already passed when she had her. If her umbilical cord wasn't even attached, that's a problem. That means that for X amount of time, she wasn't receiving any kind of anything from the mom. And if she just kind of came out, I'm not saying that she's not a strong, brave woman, but having a baby without anyone knowing about it in the house, not even making noise, not even where someone was like, I feel like something's going on. Like, what the fuck is she doing? Nobody had any idea. I feel like it probably was smaller than one would expect. Then, that it wasn't like having a 10-pound baby. So like she had it into the toilet, right? So I feel like in my brain, it wasn't well. It was dead already. And they're saying, what did you do when you realized that she wasn't going to make it? Meaning she died on the outside. When she wasn't going to make it, meaning you have something to do with it. Even if it's not your fault. That means that there was something to make it. And in my opinion, there was not. This baby was already stillborn. And as a woman, it pisses me off because blaming a mother for having a stillborn baby is fucking bullshit. Sorry. But kind of even, she's already feeling guilty because she didn't do any prenatal care. She didn't tell anybody. It's very likely that her baby was not doing well and was dead because of her lack of action, right? So she does feel guilty. She does have guilt. But she didn't moida the baby. And giving the impression that it was something that she did or didn't do after the baby was born. Blaming her for this baby not surviving is very bothersome to me. Especially by this man who talks like this.
Did you wrap her? Did you cover her up in the towel? Did you hold her for a little while?
For a little bit.
Is this all still in the bathroom?
Yeah.
And this is at your house, I think you said earlier, right? Okay. So then it's okay. It is okay. I mean, like I said a lot, Kate, we're not judging you. We're not doing anything. I mean, I feel horrible for you. You're 18 years old. You're doing this by yourself. I've seen my oldest daughter when she was pregnant, the guy that was the dad who, I mean, it was determined later on for sure he was dead. He denied it the whole time. He was not there. I was the one in the delivery room with her. I mean, so other than me, she was on her own, but still it wasn't the situation. At least she had me and you had no one. So I know what she went through, even with me being there to help her, and you were by yourself. So I can't even imagine how you've managed to make it, and just, carry this weight on your shoulders all by yourselves.
That was a kind thing to say. It was none of our business on what happened with his daughter and her baby daddy, but that was a kind thing. I will give Detective Faine that.
So, again, I'm so sorry that you've had to do that by yourself. And so now you've got her wrapped up in the towel you've been holding her, and so you decide you have to bury her. Why do you decide you have to bury her?
I couldn't tell anybody.
Because you hadn't told anybody and you still didn't want to tell
It
anybody?
got really bad. I didn't. I loved
No,
her. I didn't mean any harm to her.
it's not for us to say, Skylar, it's not for us to say it's really bad, because we're not trying to judge you or do anything like that, okay?
Are you going to put me in jail because of that?
No, I'm not.
Spoiler alert, they did.
It's not why I'm here today to try to put you in jail. All we're trying to do is find out. We're still just trying to find out what happened, okay? And so you decided you needed to bear, because obviously it's the proper thing to do. I mean, every person, even a baby at 34 weeks roughly, everyone deserves a burial, right?
She deserves better.
Yeah, I mean, she deserves, well, a lot of times people are in a situation where they may deserve better. You know, you deserve better than to be all by yourself on this, but, you know, we don't always get to have a say-so in what life hands us. So
Can you get her a Kleenex or something?
So you decide you got to bear because it's the right thing to do, and it's the best thing. If you're not going to tell anybody, it's probably the best way to do right by her, right? I mean, and you want to do right by her?
Yeah.
Which that is very noble. I mean, I get that, and it says a lot about you, because even going through that and how awful it is, you want to do the right thing, even though I'm sure your heart was probably torn out, absolutely torn out, but yet you still want to do the right thing.
I feel like often with this kind of situation with a teen mom who didn't think about the baby, didn't really want the baby, wasn't expecting the baby, hasn't been thinking ahead. And then they have the baby, and then all of a sudden there's another being in the room, right? Like all of a sudden there is another person. And it is a feeling of being like, oh my God, this is a human. I created this human. This is my human. And then it really hits, you know, right? That like, I am a mother. I had a baby. And so having that happen and have the baby be not alive would be very hard, right? Finally being like, oh my God, it is a human. Like it is a baby. And it's something's wrong. I did something wrong. I'm sorry, I keep interjecting.
So you decide you got to bury her. How did you even think about that? Did you know where you would bury her?
I just wanted to bury her in my backyard so we could put flowers on her.
Okay. Kleenex or anything?
No, it's okay.
Can she grab a Kleenex? Are you sure?
Can you please
Well,
get a
just let us
Kleenex?
anyhow. Yeah, we are, and I know I feel bad because I'm making you talk about like the worst parts of it now, and
Do I get to go home still with
what's
my
that?
family? Do I still get to go
we're going to talk to
home?
him. Yes, we're still trying to figure out exactly. So what happened?
I'm sorry.
So, okay, Skylar, she's Kate, your Skylar. You don't have to apologize, okay? Like I said, I mean, I hope you believe me. I'm telling you the truth about my daughter and everything. So I've seen her go through this, so I know you're going through a horrible thing, and you had to do it all by yourself. So you wanted to bury her in the backyard again and do flowers. So is that what you did? How did you take us through that? So what did you do? Did you bury her immediately?
I'm getting really weird vibes from the woman. I have been like watching her. The first time I watched this, I was not watching her. I was obviously watching the actual interview happen. But her body language is very strange to me. And she is, obviously she's very uncomfortable. I can tell she's very uncomfortable. I think we can all tell she's very uncomfortable. But her, like what she's doing, she's silent, first of all, which I think is kind of weird. She's a woman. I think at one point, I'm not sure if she's had a baby or she's had a child, but she's just silent and she's just watching. It's weird.
I tried to. But
Like
I'm
the
still
moving
down
of her
here.
foot.
Okay, so
It reminds me of an irritated cat tail, right?
what did you do with her when you got ready to go down and I guess maybe look for a shovel or whatever you'd need? Where did you put her?
I had her with me.
You had her with you in a towel? Okay. Did you end up burying her at your house? Okay. Was the shovel or whatever you used, was it at your house?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, where did you put it? So if we were going to be
just
searching across,
kind of
we'd
help
find it.
me, walk through this. So what did you do? I guess, is your bedroom upstairs or bathroom upstairs? Okay, so you had to walk downstairs.
I had to clean myself up a little.
Are you carrying her?
Yes.
Did you go into the garage or do you have an outdoor shed like where you have a
I
shovel?
have my garage.
Okay.
This is also why I kind of think that the baby was not, full term, but not a large baby. And probably very skinny. Not a very well-nourished baby. Because granted, this was a hard, labor is labor. They call it labor for a reason. It's work. And she just did that. She just delivered a baby. But can you imagine I haven't even had a baby. I can't even imagine finding stuff to dig a hole, going to dig the hole, digging a hole for a baby-sized hole, hours after literally having a baby. So that's partly why I'm like, I just can't imagine this was just a normal full-term fat baby.
And what did you find or what did you use?
I just got a shovel and I just put a little hole in my backyard and put her in it.
Okay, I understand. What did you do? Did you have, and you didn't have any help, right? Okay. What did you do with her while you were digging the hole?
I set her down.
Was she outside with you? Were you worried that anybody was going to see?
Yeah, I should have told my mom. She could have asked me.
I understand, but what? Was it daytime?
Her relationship with her mother is also something I would love to have a psychologist idea on.
No, it was the middle of the night.
Oh, it was the middle of the night?
Very, very early in the
Okay.
morning, nighttime.
Did it wake you up like you felt like something was...
I didn't sleep that night.
Oh, you didn't sleep, okay. Could you already feel like something was going on with her?
I
Okay.
Yeah, she was
so
in
this was
labor.
the middle of the night. Were your parents home?
Yeah, they were asleep.
They were asleep.
They didn't hear me. They didn't hear me.
Did the dogs hear you or anything? Or
I left my dog upstairs.
Okay. So you take her with you. How far down do you think that you dug?
Not that deep.
I'm sorry?
Not that deep.
Not that
I
deep.
wasn't strong enough. I hurt really bad.
Well, and that's what one reason I asked that is because I know the ground can be pretty hard, and you're trying to do it by yourself. You're upset. It's horrible. You just had a shovel, right? And you didn't have a pick to help break stuff up or anything. Oh, a little shovel.
Trowel.
How far down would you, if you could even guess, do this? Would you say you dug this far, this far, this far? Maybe only that far.
I covered her though.
Was she? So you dig a hole. You dig a small hole. Did you place her in the hole? Okay. Was she still in the towel?
No, I took her out of the towel.
You took her out of the towel. Did you lay anything down there in the dirt, or was it just the dirt?
It's just her. I
Just the dirt. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just trying to figure out and try to picture. And then you covered her up with dirt, right? And then what did you do as far as, did you do anything else? And the only reason, I guess, were you worried that someone was going to notice that or see that? Or
yeah, I planned to eventually tell my parents.
Yeah. What part of your yard is it in? If you're...
the backyard, the very back of my...
Right, the backyard. But let's say, and I looked at your backyard a little bit, if I'm at your back deck, or that door there, looking out into your yard,
This is completely not even remotely connected. Do they literally still have Internet Explorer? That doesn't even have... I don't even think that's supported anymore. What are you guys doing? I don't have Windows anymore. But Internet Explorer? Are you fucking serious? Why is that even there? What the fuck?
would it be off to the left, to the right, straight back?
Kind of straight.
Like that, I'm sorry. Okay.
Back just a little bit.
Is it all the way back there, like where that tree line is, where the trees are?
Yeah.
And would you be able to show us exactly where it is?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Let me in trouble for
Did you, well, wait, stay with me for just a second. Did you ever get a chance to plant flowers yet or anything?
I just found some. I put them on her.
You did?
Planted flowers. I put them on her.
You put them on there? Okay. Are they still there, or was that back when it happened?
Back when it happened.
That was back when it happened. Okay, and now then...
What was that? Is anyone going to tell us what that was? No time went by, I don't think.
Have you been back there since?
Maybe once. It's hard.
Yeah. Oh, and I'm not saying that you should or shouldn't. I'm just trying to figure out. I'm wondering, what does it look like now? Can you still see the spot where you dug?
Yeah, because I put a little vase by her. There was a little flower pot by her.
Okay. Obviously, there was so much going through your head and everything. And when you when you buried her, can you tell us about what did you do right after? Did you tell us about now going back in the house? Like, what do you do right after you bury her?
Cleaned up the wood.
Mm-hmm. Did you have anything to clean up?
I had a towel.
Yeah. What did you do with that towel?
Just threw it away.
You threw it away? Okay. Did you throw it away inside the house or in like the Rumpke bin out in the garage or whatever?
I threw it away maybe like a couple days later. I'm sorry.
Okay.
She keeps saying I'm sorry, which is, I mean, I would be writing that down.
Did you think about telling anyone at that time, or were you still pretty sure?
Oh, no, telling my mom. I should have told my mom.
You thought about it?
Yeah. I'm really sorry. It's almost over.
Okay. Well, it's okay. I mean, no one can judge, what you did at that time. We weren't going through what you went through at all, so I can't say you definitely should have told your mom, because I wasn't going through it. So, and we're not here to try to do that. You said, so this is in the middle of the night, right?
Yeah, maybe like
You said the next day you delivered your afterbirth. Would it have been later on that same calendar day, but later during the day? Can you remember?
It came out with me. I don't even know what it was supposed to look like.
What the
I just came out something came out with the body, but there was just a lot.
Yeah. Well, and that was probably it, because it's a lot, and it kind of looks. I just won't really even describe it. It looks very unique, but once you see it,
It sure sounds like he doesn't know what it looks like.
You know what it looks like, but so that came out. Have you gone to any other doctors after that, not including the appointment you went to 2 days ago? Did you go anywhere to get checked out or anything after you delivered her? And okay. Are you still doing okay? Okay.
Yeah, this may be over soon.
It will be. Let's talk about exactly what happened. Tell me the first thing when you say you didn't sleep that night that this happened. Leading up to it, you didn't sleep. Is there a reason why you weren't sleeping?
Are you for fucking real right now?
I was hurting.
It was always hurting, so you felt like something was wrong.
Oh, you were having contractions because
Okay.
you were having a baby.
And so, did you maybe think you were going to have, or just there was so much pain you couldn't sleep, or you felt like...
Yeah, it was just a lot of pain.
Okay.
Now would be a good time for the woman to be asking questions, who actually knows how the fuck a woman's body works.
Had you had any pain prior to that?
That day, yeah.
Like what kind of pain?
Just it hurt, I felt like cramps.
Okay, cramps, were they piercing, sharp?
Yeah, and in my back.
And in your lower back? Okay. And now I've got some hard questions, still to ask you that we're obligated to ask, because we want to make sure, not just for your health going forward and stuff, but I know, because of that, and also because this wasn't something that you planned or expected or hoped for, we can't help but wonder, and need to talk to you about the possibility of, did you help yourself with an abortion, to help, you would never use
No, I swear.
I'm not saying that you did, but I'm, just follow me. The reason we've got to talk about this a little bit is because I know that this wasn't planned, it wasn't expected, and the medical staff, they were actually concerned when you left that day. You found out that you were going to get an abortion or try to, give yourself one, possibly just as a result of, because.
Where did you see that? Where did you see that? Oh, you didn't? You're just making it up and you're just lying?
This wasn't, what you planned and expected or anything. But you're saying that there was nothing like that?
I'm not asking you because I'm a bad guy. I'm asking you because other people were asking and it's my job to ask. I hate doing it. This is called the read technique and I'm your best friend.
Let me ask you this. Did you ever think about it?
I mean, I'll be honest, I thought about when they told me I was pregnant, I asked if I could not have it, like if I could get an abortion, but I was too far along.
They said because you were too far along. Okay, which I understand that. My daughter thought about it. My daughter thought about it too. Did you do any research on it?
I kind of thought maybe if I could figure out if it wasn't, if I wasn't actually, but no, I don't think. I can't honestly remember. I promise I didn't try and kill her.
Okay, that's what we're trying to figure out, and I don't think I guess I'm not meaning to say did you try to kill her. I'm just asking you if you considered giving yourself an abortion, because that happens a lot.
Okay.
That people give themselves an abortion. Did you ever search anything on the internet about giving yourself an abortion or having an abortion?
No, I just kind of thought of maybe looking up ways to maybe see if I could not have it, but I never followed through with anything.
What kind of ways did you look at, or where did you?
Looked at maybe how to have an abortion without going to the doctor, but that was it. And I never did anything.
Okay. Did you, how did you look that up?
I just Googled it.
On your phone or on a tablet or?
Maybe just my phone, I think. I don't know.
Okay. Do you have a tablet or a desktop computer at your house that you use?
Yeah, I have a couple. I have a Kindle, but I didn't look it up on my Kindle.
You didn't look it up on your Kindle?
No.
Okay. Probably your phone, right? I mean, most of us, everything we do is.
I did not try and kill my baby.
So what did you find out when you looked up how to have an abortion?
Nothing that even sounded relevant. Really, nothing.
Okay. I mean, were there no sites that popped up as far as like helping yourself have an abortion?
It was just
And Skylar, the reason I'm asking you this is one thing we have to do is we're going to have your phone and we'll have to do what's called a forensic examination of your phone. And what that does is, it's almost kind of scary because how much we use our phones, but what that does is it will go back in our phone and it will bring everything up. Like, let's say my phone here, well, actually, I just remember I bought something from Home Depot. I bought a ceiling fan for a house I'm building about 6 months ago. When we go in and we do a forensic download of my phone, it will go back and it will show the date and time where I put ceiling fan Home Depot, and then it will show as I clicked, and it will literally show everything I looked at, the duration of how long I was on that page, and I'm not trying to scare you, but I'm just wanting to make sure, that you're completely honest with us, because the phone it's going to show everything, so I need to know, because I feel like you've been really honest so far, but this is a big part right here, because if you say one thing and then your phone shows another, then that's when we would really have a big problem. And you've already been through so much, I don't want to have a big problem where we've got a big discrepancy.
No, I'm just trying to rack my brain. I don't.
Okay, well, take your time. If you need to, get a drink and just try to think, try to rack your brain about it, because this is really important, and because I know it's hard to say because you already feel so bad, you feel so guilty. You say you felt like she deserves so much more, and I believe you. But also, there's part of me that knows you've already been through so much. You're going through this on your own, and you've got a healthy baby, at 32 weeks. And then on April 26th, and then on May 7th, suddenly you deliver her in the middle of the night. And I know, just based from my experience in doing this job since before you were born, there are a lot of times where people just get so overwhelmed, and it's too far along to get an abortion at a place, and they still feel like it's the better choice because for everyone, kind of. And so I need to know, and I need you to think really hard about this moment right now, because it's okay if you're able to tell me, and you want to tell me the truth, that I assist her. Not that you tried to abort her or kill her, but you tried to assist your delivery so you could deliver at home.
I promise I didn't try to do anything like that. She just came out and I wasn't ready. I didn't want to.
Okay. What about, so let's go to your phone. When we look in there, how much research are we going to see about having or getting an abortion?
Probably not a lot. I really didn't think that much into it. I really don't know what I plan to do.
Okay. Well, and I'm just, again, Scott, I wasn't there, so I don't know, and I know you're going through so much. There's so much, everything going through your mind when this happens. Is there going to be any sites or links or anything you visited or where you looked up where it said, how to give yourself an abortion or how to do a self-abortion?
I don't think no, I don't think.
You don't think, or there's not?
Can you tell that she's easy to manipulate right now? Right now? He's this close to telling her that she did. He's this close to making her believe that she did search that when she did not. She did not search that. And he's really, really pushing her. And now she's like, I don't remember doing that. And that's just, the next thing is, I didn't remember when I did that.
The only thing I search is how to not have a baby or how to get rid of a baby, but I never did any.
Okay, well, but see, how to get rid of a baby is kind of,
sounds really bad now.
That's
sorry.
like how to, not that it sounds bad, but it's just a different terminology for, how you can help yourself, with an abortion, because that's technically what it is. You're not actually, you're not getting rid of a baby. You didn't wish her any harm or anything, but it's trying to have an abortion, which is, it is a legal thing to do.
It's illegal?
I said abortions are legal, like people are allowed to have.
Not as much anymore.
People are allowed to have abortions, but
I wasn't going to. Nothing was how to do it, and I promised her I did
nothing
not try. Nothing was going to, I didn't try anything. I just kind of looked at it. I didn't want.
What did it say? What did you see? What kind of information did you see on there?
There was it gave you different pills or different things to do in different ways, but I never did any of the things.
You didn't take any of the pills?
No.
She means she looked up different kinds of abortions, right? She looked up what are different abortions, and they're all the pill that Britney Spears took. Why is he the one asking questions right now? Do you think maybe it would be a good idea to have the woman who has a uterus? Maybe?
Did you see any sites that showed you any physical things to do as far as ways you can put things inside yourself? And did you see anything like that?
Maybe.
I
don't remember, but I never did anything like that.
Okay.
I never tried to do anything like that.
Okay, and I'm just trying to see what you found in the research, because it's almost crazy on the internet. You can put something in, and you'll pull up 100 pages of things that it is hit on during the search.
Planting.
Did you get birth control pills when you went then to the doctor?
Yeah.
Did you take any of those?
Yeah, I didn't think it was going to hurt.
Okay. How many of those did you take?
Just a little of them, just like the days I was supposed to.
All at once?
No. Like
one per day?
Yeah.
Starting on April 26th?
The day they were prescribed.
Okay.
I didn't think that was going to hurt them.
Okay, all right. I'm just asking questions. Do you remember what kind of pills they were?
Just birth control pills.
You don't know what kind. Is this the first time you went on birth control?
Yeah.
Okay.
I never meant to kill my baby. I didn't do it on purpose. I did.
See, she's already now, she thinks that she killed it. She already thinks now that she killed it. By the way, taking birth control pills in the 3rd trimester is not going to kill your baby. It's not going to do it. It just makes your body think that it's not going to do it.
I understand. Now, when you threw away the towel that you used to clean yourself up, did you also throw away the towel that the baby had been wrapped in? Or was it the same towel, or was there 2 towels?
Yeah, I threw it away.
Okay.
I dislike this woman, just in case anyone's wondering. I dislike almost everyone in this room. I mean, I do have a special feeling about
I'm sorry.
Oh, you don't have to say that. I have to step out for just a second, okay?
Can I talk to my parents?
In just a minute, but I've got to step out just real quick and
I'm
take
not
a phone call
stay the
out.
night.
Oh, honey, you just take a deep breath, okay? I'm going to stay in here with you, okay?
Please, just be honest. What's going to happen?
I don't know, okay? I'm in here observing.
Jail?
No. You're not going to jail today. No.
No, and I'm not going to.
Just relax, okay? Listen, just relax.
See how she needs a woman? Like, I'm not saying all women need other women. I'm just saying this particular girl needs comfort. I imagine it has to do with her relationship with her mother. I sound like a psychologist. I'm not. But I feel like a lot of this has to do with her relationship with her mother. And she needs support from this woman.
Okay. I don't want to go to jail.
I know you don't. Just relax.
I don't have to go to jail, though, right?
Listen, I understand that you're sorry, and I understand that you're upset, and I understand that you didn't want this to happen. Okay, just take some deep breaths. Okay, things will be okay.
I don't have to go to jail.
You're not going to jail. Okay, we're not taking you to jail today. You're not going to jail. Okay. So just,
what's the worst that's going to happen?
Honey, I don't know. This isn't my case. Okay.
You're going to be charged with aggravated murder.
Okay, he's talking. He just wants to get some things straightened up so that we can figure out exactly what happened. Are you being 100% honest with him? Okay. All right. Just deep breaths, okay? I know this has to have been really hard on you. I'm sure there's part of you that is glad that the weight has been lifted off of you.
Yeah, I just want everybody to believe me because I don't want to be in trouble.
I understand. You're a very nice young lady. I know that you're smart. I know that you're honest. I know you have a big heart, okay? I believe that.
I've seen a couple people being like, she's just so afraid of getting in trouble. It's all about her. Which is one way to think of this. The way I think of it is that the whole entire time she's been afraid of getting in trouble. This whole thing started because she was afraid of getting in trouble. She didn't want to tell anyone because she was afraid of getting in trouble. And then it just got more and more and more. And so now it went from being, my mom's going to be so mad at me, to I might be in jail for the rest of my life. So yeah, she's afraid of getting in trouble. This whole thing has started because she was afraid of getting in trouble. She has a fear of getting in trouble.
I don't think you're a bad person, okay? Just like you said, we're not judging you. We just have to get facts, okay? So deep breath. Things are going to get better from here, okay?
Only better, right?
Her attachment style. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it's going to get better, okay? You're going to get, yes. Your parents are right out there, okay? You're just 18 now, and we talk to you alone. And I think it's probably better that you do talk to us alone. It's probably really uncomfortable for you to talk about a lot of this stuff.
I do need to tell them.
Yeah, you're going to have to tell them what happened.
They'll be okay, though, right? They won't
be okay. No.
Don't worry, you're with the police. They won't kill you.
They're going to love you no matter what, honey. You're their daughter, okay? Your mom and dad are going to love you no matter what.
She has need more people in her life saying this. She's needed, in my opinion, unconditional love. And I feel like she does not feel like she has that, in my opinion. So she's needed someone to say, I'll love you either way. And she hasn't had that, I don't think. I don't think she feels that, at least. So that's my opinion.
It's their job. That's part of who they are, okay? So don't worry about that. Nobody hates you. We don't hate you, okay? Nobody's going to hate you, okay? We understand that you went through some really bad stuff and it was really hard on you, okay? And now you got some people to turn to, okay? And you don't have to deal with this on your own, okay? So deep breath.
She does a lot better without Detective Faine in the room. Maybe she has the same feeling that I do about him, where he just gives her the heebie-jeebies.
Calm yourself down. I don't want you to get yourself super upset, okay?
I'm really afraid he's going to arrest me.
He's not going to arrest you, okay?
This is also part of the re-technique, by the way. The separation. And now she's, saying, I'm really afraid he's going to arrest me. And then she's telling that to the other woman. I'm not sure if she's a detective. This is just, I thought I'd point that out.
That's not what we're here for today.
That's not.
We're not here to take you to jail today or put handcuffs on you today or anything like that, okay?
I don't have to stay overnight or
No, you're not
He
going
just wants to understand what
He wants to understand what happened, okay? We got to figure out what happened, okay?
That's what happened. I
Okay.
know it was wrong.
Is there anything else that you didn't tell us, that maybe we didn't ask the right questions or anything? Anything else that you could think of?
So bad.
I know you do, honey. And I believe you when you say that. I know.
How do you feel right now? How do you feel about this? Do you believe her? Does she seem believable to you? I'm genuinely interested. I would love to hear in the comments whether you believe her, whether this feels genuine to you. Like, for instance, a lot of times when people watch the Richard Allen interrogation, they say that's what an innocent guy sounds like. Like, he looks like he's shocked. Most people see that and they see an innocent man. They believe him. How do you feel when you look at this? I feel like, my opinion, she's a terrified child. I think she's being as honest as she can be right now. And she's doing that even though she's afraid of getting in trouble. She seems like somebody she doesn't lie. She just didn't tell people about everything. Like, she wasn't like, I'm definitely not pregnant, Mom. I mean, I guess she did kind of say that, but she's not like an overt liar like Amber Heard. Amber Heard is a liar, in my opinion. And she seems, in my opinion, terrified and genuine.
What did you do, okay?
I just want to talk to my mom. I want to see my parents.
I know. And you're going to get to see him here in a few minutes, okay?
Okay.
He had to make a phone call to somebody else. I don't know. I think he's working on another case, too. So just deep breath. You got to go home today, okay?
I won't go to jail, right?
You're not going to jail today. I told you that. We're not taking you to jail today. You're going home to your parents, okay? You're going to see him here in just a few minutes.
Also, I'd like to point out, and I believe that in her... I'm not saying she has dependent personality disorder, but I am saying she has a dependent personality. That makes sense with her being terrified of going to jail. She being cut off from her safety is terrifying to her.
I wouldn't lie to you, okay? I'm telling you everything that I know, okay? Deep breath, okay? Calm yourself down. I'm sure this has been weighing on you for a couple months now, hasn't it?
Yeah, but I would never do anything to hurt her.
I understand. You didn't tell anybody? You haven't got to confide in anybody? How have you been dealing with this?
I deal with a lot of stuff for myself. That's just what I do.
Isn't that sad? That's just so sad to me. That's just so sad to me. She's like, how are you dealing with this all by yourself? And she's like, I deal with everything all by myself.
Well, you don't need to do that.
Also, the dichotomy, I'm sorry, I keep interrupting. The dichotomy of her being dependent upon other people and needing that connection and safety, but also the fear of what they'll think, right? I need my mom, but I need her to love me. And if she doesn't love me, if she's mad at me, she might withdraw that love from me. So that's enough.
Okay. Even if we got to find somebody for you to talk to that's not your mom or dad or your friends, okay? It's hard being a teenager. Believe it or not, I was a teenager once. It's hard being a teenager, and it's hard dealing with all the regular teenager stuff and add things like this on top of it, and it's super hard. You never told the father?
I don't want to talk to him. I don't want to tell him.
I also think, I've said this before, but I do think that relationship is strange to me. And I want to make sure that I am clear when I say I am not saying that I think that he did anything to her. It would not be surprising to me if sometime in her past she had had some kind of sexual trauma that triggered maybe, or something on that line. But her not wanting anything to do with this man, even though she didn't know she was pregnant when she was cutting everything off, that to me that says something. And I don't know exactly what it says. I would obviously be delving further into it, but that says something to me.
Do you know who the father was? Yeah. Okay. Calm down, okay?
Just ready for it to be over.
I know.
It will be over though, right?
It's going to be, yes, yeah, it's going to be over. We're going to get this taken care of. Just make sure we know everything that's going on, okay? Just calm down. You can be relieved that you don't have to keep this inside anymore, okay? And that you can work towards healing from this, okay?
The hard part's over, right?
Yeah, I think that this is probably going to be the hardest part right here.
The narrator says this was not the hardest part.
And I appreciate the fact that you were honest and you talked to us. And okay, so deep breath, calm yourself down.
What else do you think he's going to ask you what he expect?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know. He may not ask you anything else. I'm not sure.
Also, I'm getting from this that she feels differently about men and women, and that's completely understandable. But like, he left the room, and so she finds the woman to say, "Is he gonna be mean to me? Like, I trust you. I don't trust men," is what I get from that. Which, I mean, good for her, but her not. Also, especially him, because he gives me the fucking creeps. Just the way that she feels differently about men and women, I think, is also something that I would notice.
Babe, are you cold?
No, I'm just ready to go home.
I understand. Yes, honey, it's going to get better. You're going to have a support system now because there's going to be other people that know about this other than just you, okay? And you need that. You're going to need a support system. You needed a support system long before now. You know, it's too hard to deal with things like that on your own.
Not because I'm going to jail, right?
No, your parents, honey. Your parents are going to be your support system.
Okay.
Yeah, you can talk to your parents about it, and your mom can help you through this, okay? Because you're only 18. I know that you're an adult now, but you're still 18, okay? So you'll be able to talk to your mom about this, and she'll be able to help you through this. Moms are good at that kind of stuff, okay? I mean, obviously, they're going to be surprised. You know, they're not expecting this. They don't know anything about this, right?
No.
Yeah, they're going to be surprised.
Can you imagine finding out that not that your daughter is pregnant, and not that your daughter is about to have a baby, not that your daughter is having a baby, but your daughter had a baby. Your daughter that's been under your roof, living with you, was pregnant for 9 months and then had a baby in the house while you were in it and you didn't know about it. That would be fucking insane.
I'm not going to lie to you. And I'm sure they're going to be upset that you didn't come to them and tell them. But they're going to love you no matter what, and they're going to help you from here on out, okay?
Yeah. Yes, they're good parents. They will help me.
You have a good relationship with your mom?
Pretty good.
Yeah?
I'm going to say no. I did not like that relationship that they have. I think it is very toxic.
What about your dad?
He's very supportive. We don't know that much. We're not as close as me and my mom.
Yeah.
Oh, am I going to have to go to court?
Honey, we're not even to that right now, okay? We're not even thinking about that right now, okay?
Because I didn't hurt her. I didn't want to hurt her.
I understand.
Okay.
Do you need anything else?
No, just want to go home.
I understand. Sit tight for just a second. I've got to go check with him and see what's going on, and I'll be right back, okay?
Is something bad?
No.
That is also very telling. Are they going to be mad? Are you mad? Are they mad? That is something.
Not at all. No. Just relax, okay? Just sit still. Relax. Calm down, okay?
Really, this is not a little bit of a change here. This woman reminds me on why I hate khaki pants, because there's no reason that they wouldn't look good on her. And I hate them. I hate khaki pants on women. I dislike it, personally. And it's really annoying to me that it's considered more acceptable to wear khakis to work than jeans, when khakis look like that and jeans can look better. I mean, I am on the West Coast, so business casual does mean jeans, but I despise khakis on women. It's not her fault. She looks great. I just don't like them. Right now, she not only has the guilt of having a stillborn, which unfortunately is part of it. Oftentimes, women feel guilt because it's natural. It's not their fault, but they feel guilt. And she not only has that, but she also has the guilt of keeping it from her family, feeling like she's a failure for failing her parents. All of that's happening at the same time right now. So that's what we're watching. All of that hit her. I wonder how easy it is to hear what's going on in there on the outside, because those are probably like those like fake walls, or at least some of them are. Or just really thin walls, obviously not like load bearing. I'm actually really grossed out that they left her alone like that. That they put her through that, made her feel all of that, and then left her alone. And I know that they did it on purpose, and that's even worse. Watching this, it does make me feel like this is a pretty normal response. She's not Jodi Ariasing, right? She's not singing to herself. She's not doing headstands. She's not singing Christmas carols. She's not doing genuinely strange things. This is like a very normal response, in my opinion. I also want to get her a coat, because it's very likely she's cold from the shock of what just happened. I think one of the things that bothers me about them leaving her alone like this in the room is that she is so dependent. And this is like torturous for her. It's not actual torture, but it's hard. It's hard. Feeling completely alone and isolated. is, I mean, kind of like feeling like you're on a roller coaster that you're not all the way buckled in, where you're afraid you're going to fly out. I feel like that's kind of the feeling of being insecure like that. And I'm not saying that's how she's feeling. I'm just saying that would be I wouldn't be surprised if that's how she was feeling. I do want to know what's going on with her hair, though. What is going on with her hair? Is it like highlighted, or? I know she has a really intense side part. Now would be a good time for her to start doing some breathing exercises. How would you feel if you were a juror watching this right now? What would it be going through your mind? My point being that I'm glad that they were allowed, that they played the whole thing. It's very possible that the prosecution did not want them to. I didn't actually watch any previous pre-trial stuff, but I wouldn't be surprised if they wanted to just not include this, and I am glad that it was included.
Excuse me, Skylar, you need anything?
No, do I get to go soon?
Yeah, here shortly. He's just finishing up a few things right now, and then we're gonna have your parents come in, okay?
Okay, do I get to talk to them?
Yeah, honey, yeah.
And then we get to go.
Well, they know already.
Okay. Are they really mad?
I think they're kind of surprised right now. They're kind of in shock, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie, they're not happy.
Oh, I know.
You know? But they're worried about you too.
But I get to go home after this.
Yeah.
No jail.
You'll get to leave with them, okay?
So I'll probably have to come back eventually.
I don't even know that. I can't say anything to that. I have no idea. I'm not sure. I'm not going to give you answers that I don't know the answers to, okay?
But everything will be okay, right?
Everything's going to be okay.
I didn't hurt her.
I understand that. I understand. Just deep breath, okay? We're going to get your mom and dad in here as soon as possible. He's working on something right now. He's got to talk on the phone about something. I don't even know what. And then he's going to come in and chat with you for a few more minutes and just make sure that there's nothing else that, you know, he needs to ask you or that you thought of, and then we'll get your parents in here, okay?
Talk to the parents when they go home.
Then, yeah, you can live with your parents. What do you do at the Y?
I work in child watch.
What's that? Is that like daycare? Do you work there every day, or?
Just a couple days a week, not too often.
Yeah. Did you think that this is what we were going to be talking to you about?
Yeah, and I didn't want to be in trouble because that's not what I meant. I never meant to. I didn't want her to kill her. I did not ever.
I understand. I'm sure it was probably pretty scary when your dad got a hold of you.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there's also, like I said, a relief now that this is out there and can be dealt with now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Where's your cell phone?
I gave it to my dad. It's in his truck.
Okay.
I gave it over. I don't have anything to hide.
No, I believe you. I understand.
That doesn't mean you should just give it over. I'm just saying that to you. Just because you have nothing to hide doesn't mean that they'll find something against you.
Everything will be okay.
Everything's going to be okay, honey.
Once this part's over.
Yeah.
Totally off the wall I'm so sorry I'm being like just so annoying tonight, but one of my big pet peeves is when someone says everything's going to be okay, because they don't know that. And it's not helpful, right? If I'm feeling grief, if I'm feeling upset, I don't want to hear that everything's okay from somebody who has no fucking idea. I think that it's better to say you're going to be okay, because you are going to be okay. You'll get through this. You know, things will happen. Things will happen as they do, right? The chips will fall. There are some things that we have no control over right now, but you are going to be okay. And that is better to me than saying everything's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Because it's not. For instance, she's on trial right now for aggravated murder. They accused her of setting her baby on fire. That's coming up tomorrow. Or not tomorrow. I think it's going to be the next day, but whatever. So everything is not going to be okay. It is not going to be okay. It's going to be shit. It's going to suck. But you are going to be okay.
Do you think they might think that I killed her?
I don't think that anybody thinks that, okay?
I would never.
I don't think anybody thinks that, okay?
Side eye.
You do need to at some point go and get checked out by a doctor, though, okay? To make sure that everything's okay with you. We want to make sure that you're okay, okay?
So we're just go home.
I know you are.
She's cold. She's in shock.
Life will be okay. It'll go back to normal, right?
Yes, honey, yeah. Your life is going to be okay. You're a very bright young lady. You're very smart, okay? So you're going to be okay.
I just forget to go to school in the fall. Yeah. They're not going to penalize me.
No, we're not calling your school. This has nothing to do with your school. We don't have anything to do with that, okay? Everything's going to be okay. All right. This is a chapter of your life that we need to get completed and get past so you can get to the next chapter, okay?
Bad things happen.
Absolutely, they do.
And one of the things that I want everyone to know when I'm covering this is I don't want to bring this to the light again so that everyone can rewatch all the trauma of Brooke Skylar Richardson and bring her dirty laundry up again that she's trying to move on from. But one of the things that will be happening from her trauma, from things that happened to her, is that it will affect other people, and hopefully it can help other people. So this, with the way that we have case law, this does matter. And even though bringing up, dirty laundry like this sucks, but it's important, and it's just going to happen. And it turned out okay for her. And it is good information, and it can do good for later on.
Yep.
Because I know this is hard.
You're gonna have to get through this, and then you can move on, okay? It's just something that's happened in your life, and you're gonna have to move past it, okay? And you're on that road now. You're on the road towards moving past it and healing from it and moving on to the next chapter.
You're not sugarcoating it, are you?
No, I wouldn't sugarcoat it. I'm sure you've heard through the high school that I tell you the truth, no matter whether you like it or not. I'm nice, but I'll tell you the truth, and if I gotta be mean, I'll be mean. So I'm not afraid to be mean.
I think she's a resource officer from high school.
You just need to take some deep breaths and calm yourself down, okay? And deal with what's going on right now, okay? And not get yourself so stressed out about all the other stuff, okay? Let's get you healed up, make sure that physically you're okay, all right? And let you start emotionally dealing with, because you've not really dealt with what happened at all. You've not been able to because you've not had anybody to turn to, okay? So now's the time that you can make sure physically that you're okay, and emotionally you start towards that road of healing, okay? That's what I want you to concentrate on right now, okay?
I also, I'm sorry, I need to shut the fuck up, but I won't. So that's just how it is. One of the things about the importance of staying silent. So she shouldn't be doing this right now. And when they say everything you say can and will be used against you, it's in a court of law, but also outside. I mean, that's not part of the Miranda rights, but just for instance, her constantly needing reassurance. Everything's going to be okay, right? I'm not going to be going to jail. Everything's going to be okay. I'm going to be okay, right? That is giving them the information that can be used against her later on, and it will be. You're not just what you say about the thing, but also how you're saying it, what you're doing, how, like, what your demeanor is like, who you are as a person, right? Her constantly being like, is my mom going to be mad at me? Are you mad at me? Is everything going to be okay? Everything's going to be okay, all right? I'm not going to be going to jail. Am I going to be going to jail? Please tell me I'm not going to be doing jail. Are you not lying to me? I mean, that tells them something, right? That is what they can use against her. And they will. So when people tell you, you have the right to remain silent because anything you say can and will be used against you, it's not just in a court of law that it's important with. It's important in general. Look at Karen Reed, for instance. A lot of people at the beginning of the trial didn't like her. And it wasn't because they thought that she was a, murderous bitch. It's because they didn't like her. They didn't like the way she spoke. They didn't like her accent. They didn't like her voice. They thought that she was, just a bitch. Everything she said was used against her by the public, by everyone. So that's why you should shut the fuck up. It's not just because your words can be used against you. It's because everything that has to do with you talking can be used against you one way or another. Just don't do it.
Is emotionally getting through this and dealing with it and not having to push it down anymore, okay? And you probably need to look at getting maybe a counselor to go talk to and stuff, because there's a lot of things that you're going to want to talk about that you're not going to want to talk to your mom about or your best friend about or your dad about, okay?
Yeah, do you think that I will be able to talk to my mom and she'll listen? She won't be that mad?
You're going to be able to talk to her. I just saw her outside. They asked me how you are and stuff, and they're not happy.
Yeah.
But they love you. I think their number one thing is they're worried about you over all else. They're mad, but mad's down here, and worried about you because they love you so much is up here, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's their main emotion right now is that they're worried about you. They're sad for you. They want to make sure that you're okay. They're protective of you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you think I'm going to need a lawyer?
Yes.
I don't know
Yes.
that answer. I can't tell
For
you
the
that.
love of
okay?
fuck,
I'm
yes.
not sure. I'm not there yet. This is going to be handled
You should
by
already be
John
talking to an attorney,
here.
girl.
I was in here just to kind of help out and try to make you feel a little bit more comfortable since
Cops
you know
will
me
never tell
and,
you yes.
You've seen my face before. You're familiar with me, and sometimes it's easier when there's a woman in the room.
I don't know if you ever watched for the first 48 or something, but oftentimes in like those kind of shows, the minute they get a lawyer, nothing happens. They don't go any farther because they can't be fucked with. They have their rights protected. One of the only ways that people can be convicted of stuff like this is if they don't have their rights protected. Protect your rights in every possible way. Your defense attorney is literally your everything. They are your defender. Your well-being, your future is in their hands and they know it, right? So they are going to be your number one. They're never going to tell you to do something that they think is going to hurt you. This cop, on the other hand, will. Even if she's a good person, right? Even if she's meaning well, she's still going to. She was asked, do you think I'm going to need a lawyer? And she said, I don't know. The answer is fucking yes. And she knows that. She fucking knows that. She knows that this entire thing is happening because she didn't get a lawyer, because she is talking when she doesn't need to be, and she shouldn't be. Please, for the love of fuck, you guys, shut the fuck up and love your lawyer. Get a lawyer. Appreciate your lawyer. You don't even have to fucking pay for a lawyer, okay? They will appoint you one. And that lawyer, no matter what, they don't know who the fuck you are and they don't honestly care, right? But their job is to protect you. That's what their job is, to protect you. Let them.
You know, if you're a girl, so just relax, okay? Things will get better from here.
Only better because I didn't do anything.
Only better from here. And we can, and if you're, I'm sure your mom can help you, but if you don't want to go to your mom, you can come to me and I'll help you find somebody to talk to if you need somebody to talk to, okay? A counselor or something. And they can help you learn how to process all those emotions and stuff, okay?
I'm pretty sure the OB's office could also help her find somebody. So if you're in that position for some reason and you're afraid to go and ask somebody you know,
yeah, I think that you might be using the bathroom right now.
He'll just tell me everything that's going on.
Yeah, he may have a couple more questions. I don't know. I'm not sure.
He's just
I can't read his
figure out
mind. I
what
wish I could.
happened.
My job would be a lot easier if I could read people's minds, right? So, yeah, he's taking care of some other stuff. I gotta take this phone call, okay? It's about
That
something
foot
else.
still reminds me of an
Right?
irritated cattail.
You're fine. Hold on, stay. Hello. Hey, how are you?
Ladies and gentlemen, now that I'm a grandpa, I have a greater appreciation for the need to get up and move around every once in a while. So we're not going to take an off-the-record break, but we are going to take a brief pause so that you can stand up, stretch out, move around if you want to. You don't have to. Don't read ahead in your transcript while we are on this little, what I will call a TV timeout. But if you want to get up and move around, that's fine.
I love this judge. A TV timeout. That is fucking perfect. So I'm going to end tonight, right now. I've been not shutting the fuck up, and it's been like 2 hours, and I'm not going to continue. Hopefully next time I just have a lot to say. This is when I have a lot to say. When I can use my brain and my knowledge and my wisdom to understand this and to explain to you how I understand that and why. So I hope that's okay. I hope you've appreciated just a little bit. Just a little bit. And I say that kind of as a joke because later on you're going to find out that they constantly say just a little bit, just a little bit. Did you burn your baby just a little bit? Oh my God, it's so stupid. Okay, anyway. I'm going to leave you for tonight and I will come back tomorrow. Possibly tomorrow. I genuinely need to finish editing my chapters. My dissertation, and I've been doing that, hence my not doing this for the last couple of days, but I need to do it harder and better. So hopefully I will be back tomorrow, but this does take a lot of time. So I hope that you didn't hate this. If you did hate this, please don't just say mean things to me and about me in the comment section. I'm a human being and I would prefer it if you would not treat me as such that I'm not. Okay? Criticism, perfectly fine. Okay? Even if you're going to call me a big fat bitch, that's also fine. Just not really mean things about my intelligence or something. I just can't with that. Also, you just shouldn't be doing that in general. That's really a bitchy thing to do and you shouldn't do that. But let me know what you think in the comments if you are watching this. I don't think that there's going to be a lot of people watching this. But to people that are, please let me know what you think in the comments. And don't forget to like this so that I know that you like this, right? Not just for the algorithm or whatever, but I won't keep making this shit if nobody fucking likes it. I have better things to do. I mean, I'll be watching it all by myself. Maybe I would just be doing this all by myself. But if you do like this, if you are watching this, please just like it. Please. Feel free to subscribe to me because I don't fucking do shit. Like, you don't even have to you can put on notifications and literally like nothing will happen except for like when I put these up. I don't do YouTube. I watch YouTube. This is my first time trying YouTube. But I would appreciate it if you are watching this right now, if you would like and subscribe, just so I know right now, just so I know that you're here. And also comment and tell me what you think and what you think of this case and how you would be thinking about this if you were a juror right now, especially not with me talking in your ear. So I apologize about that, but thank you. So we'll be watching the rest of this next time. Hopefully I will shut the fuck up a little bit, but I do have a lot of things to say. So that's just how it is. And then I believe the detective Faine has to not be there the next day. So then they do something else and then they go back to him. And probably I will in the meantime be doing a little bit of a deep dive. It will probably be his own video on the read technique. So we can kind of have a refresher and a better understanding of what we're seeing and kind of understand what that means and how, is it harmful and why and how? How is this manipulative? How is this getting false confessions? Because you're going to see a false confession. And I'm saying that not just because she was found not guilty, but I'm saying that because she confesses to things that are literally physically impossible. So it is a false confession. And they elicit that from her. And watching today, you can kind of see how they know that they can do that later on. And it's terrifying. Makes me absolutely angry. And I think it will be the same for you. If you're watching this, I think it would be the same for you. So please stick around and watch those at least. Because I think it's important to watch false confessions be elicited. And we get to do that right here. So I think that's important. So, stick around for that. Come back. Please like and subscribe. Do all of the things. Whatever. I'm rambling at this point, but tomorrow probably I will be doing the rest of this day, which I believe is just the rest of the interview that we watch. So have a nice night. Have a nice day. Have a nice afternoon. Have a nice whatever time it is for you. And I will see you next time for day 2, part 2. Thank you.